Hello, Coin Collection. How you doing tonight? Pretty good. I'm a bit of a night owl. Don't get much sleep, so spend a lot of my evening going through my coins and chatting. No one else was live, so thought I would stream. New for me, as you know. Hi, Christian. I figured I'd see you on here. Doing good. How about you? I'm on day 3 of no sleep, but it's not unusual for me. It's been that way for many, many years. Just the way it is. I'm to the point now where I deal with it pretty easy. So, how are the temperatures for you today, Christian? We've been dealing with a lot of hot weather in the U.S. today, in most places anyway. Now, do you guys hear my fan running for my computer? Sounds like it's a little loud right now. Good. I really like this camera. A little expensive, but people were hearing the birds outside the other day, and that's quite a ways away, so that's pretty good. It's 3:07 a.m. in California. You know, I had somebody offer me the quarters today. I normally don't go out and pay for them when they're that new. I just hope that the prices and stuff go down, or that I get some, when I go to the bank and pick up my rolls of coins that I pick up all the time. Oh, how'd it go, Coin Collection? I take that back. It's the 2019s I don't have. I think I do have some of the 2018s. Good. Congratulations. It's how you start. Just remember, don't do too many giveaways. Um, Sometimes I find that people feel you're trying too hard if you do giveaways too often. You're at the beginning, so just a warning. So, Christian, are you looking for quarters? I have to check. Well, the 64 nickel and higher grade with steps is worth quite a bit, but the 65 is the big one. There's hardly any 1965 full steps, so they allow 4 steps and just partial 5 steps showing on either side because the middle's normally gone, and it's worth. I mean, you only have to make it to MS65 with full steps on that one, and it's worth a fortune. I believe thousands of dollars for a 65. I understood you, Christian. Huh, strange. There's a lot of really weird errors out there. If anything looks unusual, put it away. Put it in a flip and just start asking questions about it. Oh, here's something you guys might appreciate. Come on. Well, different designs in it. If it's the 64 is unusual. There shouldn't be any odd designs in it. There's a nice one. So that's about a $300 half dime. Yeah, I do collect the bills. I was on a stream last night, and for almost an hour, I showed all my foreign notes. Boy, I've got some that are just as crisp as they come, mostly from about 91 and back. And I have a lot from the World Wars, 1914 and up, and a lot through the late 30s and early 40s. Yeah, that one is another one of my lucky finds. I find so much in the junk bins for world coins. This is another one that was in the world coin collection. A lot of times the people see them so small, they just don't think they're US coins and don't take the time to check. Always go to the shops, the guys wear lots of glasses and stuff because it pays off. Yeah, I'd be into it as long as the shipping's not too bad. I know there's been some issues with some of the shipping, and I've just never done it, so, or not for a long time. I used to sell on Amazon or eBay a lot years ago, but It's been like 6 or 7 years now. Yeah, Christian, I think I have you subscribed, so I'll just if I find one, because I have so many, it's kind of hard. I'm gonna look in a main box right now that's dated, but a lot of my stuff is just in tubes. So if it's here in this one box, I'll see it. Found a Michigan, but it's 2004. $1.40. Okay, that's no big deal. What kind of cost is it for you out of Germany? So that one's flawless nearly, but my camera just makes things look like they're not high luster, and that one's extremely high luster. I get some of it to show, so you can see it when I put it on edge. Yeah, if I find one, I'll just message you on your latest video. I'll make a comment. You can send me an email. My email is the channel name, richcali21 at AOL.com. So I'm not familiar with them. As long as they're in fair condition and not really messed up, just the dates will work for me. Yeah, I tried really hard to get a 68 with these quarters that I had. I had like 40 rolls of them. The local coin shops always give me their bank rolls that they get to go through and split the cost with me or let me take stuff out of the store. So I'm constantly picking up these quarter rolls and don't do the half dollars that much other than the 40%. I really like, there's a lot of errors in the 65 to 70 half dollars. I get pretty lucky. I'm up so much and have a lot of time on my hands. I'm stuck in bed for the most part. So everything is really close to my bed. Luckily, I can do quite a bit. I was even able to build my computer and stuff. So it was a pain in the butt, but it worked. The computer I have is extremely heavy. Let's see, I'll find something else for you guys to look at here. Now, Christian, if you need to let me know how much those notes are worth, because these quarters are costing me a quarter. So don't get too carried away with it. And maybe it'd be better if you waited and gave me a bit of a list. That way we could do several coins that you're needing and not have to spend so much on postage for just a single coin. Not to mention giving so many bills for a single coin that's cost me a quarter. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm new to this streaming stuff, guys. So if I stop, paying attention, just say my name a couple times. I should catch it in the chat. It's a nice nickel. You can see I'm missing a bit of the details up high. If all those lines were there, it would be extra fine. And if it had all the leaves, it just gets closer to AU. That one's about $100. A lot of these coins came from me collecting for the last 50 plus years. I did buy a huge coin collection that had a lot of them too. And these days I couldn't tell you the difference between the last collection I bought or the coins I had before. I've been doing them for about 6 years now. But I paid good for it. It was 25 grand for the coin collection I bought, but it had 100 pounds of silver in it. And it had just beautiful full sets of walkers, barbers, including the keys. It had 11 Carson City or 10 Carson Cities. It had a key date Carson, 85 Carson City. It's about $800 for that one, and it has a really nice tone on it, so it's probably a little more. Yeah, it's a great story. I need to go ahead and do a video and dedicate one to them. I got probably 50 boxes of proof sets and mint sets. Now, the proof sets are fine, but mint sets is the key to high grade coins. If you get the ones that have been in unopened boxes like that, these were straight from the mint in packages of 5 and 10. The coins were just beautiful. The ones that sit in the coin shops for the last 20 plus years, they just get damaged so easy in those holders that they're in. The envelopes just don't hold up. So yeah, Christian, just give me a list of a few more coins that you need. And my biggest variety is pennies, of course. And I have a pretty good one of nickels. The quarters are a little thin, but I just need to go through tubes. I've got quite a few that I haven't gone through yet. I do, but I showed a lot of my coins the other day, and I've yet to straighten everything out. But I'll keep my eye open for it. I have a couple real nice V nickels, and I have a couple keys too. Sure, that'd be fun. You just send your pictures there. So, do you guys have traditional coin shops in Germany, or do you have to go to other types of stores to find them? All right. I do, but I don't have them here. I have a lot of my wheats here, but that one I have put away. One of my kids are holding it for me. So my little grandkids have huge coin collections. I've been giving them coins ever since they were babies. Try to keep up with their weight in silver, but I have chunky kids, so it didn't last too long. VDB is the pennies by Victor Brennan. The 1909 S VDB Lincoln Cent is a key. Was I'm not sure if it was his first coin, but it's one of his most famous, I think. Pretty valuable if you have it. And then it started again after a few years. Yep, whatever you need, Christian. I'll be here for a while. So you want to look at some Morgans? Or the tone coins don't show up too good. I've got to figure out my lighting still so they show up a little better. And even my high grade pennies show up like they don't have clear fields. It's really frustrating because I have near flawless pennies, but I can't show them off. All right. Were you on my stream when I was doing the trades? You were, weren't you? I showed a whole bunch of the graded coins. Here's a good example for you. So here's a, let's see, let me pull it out. So many people don't realize that the modern coins that you get are really important to grab. Now this nickel is really beautiful. So what you're seeing is the real miniature modeling that's on the coin surface. Sometimes it can be the beginning of the toning, but you couldn't see it with a 10 times magnification. So it doesn't count against me at all when I get these graded. But here's this 2000, was it, I think a 2000D. But if you get them when they're fresh out of the bank, you can get them with full steps. Let's see if I can show the steps here. So this camera doesn't do really good up close. Come on. There you go. That's full steps. So this is one I got in change. And you can see a little bit on a couple parts. But having the full steps, you don't need to get that high a grade. So it's really important to pick these up. Well, go to the bank and pick up nickel rolls for $2. And just keep picking them up until you get a roll that is the same date and mint mark all the way through, brilliant, uncirculated. And then just put it in a white square tube. I use a CoinSafe brand. And just put it away for 5 or 10 years. And you'll be shocked. You can make good money off these. $400 to $1,000 normally. Some of them even more. The 2010 nickels, they're worth quite a bit. There's a few others too. Yeah, I've got some that are from the 40s that look like this. So it's just a matter of putting those away when they're fresh and taking care of them. I keep my stuff in special boxes made by Intercept Shield. I've been using them for a long time. They help keep the silver from tarnishing, but they also help keep the air out and keep the temperature down. They're so clean. And that one I got from Change too. Yeah, my best one is about 1500, and that's my Isabella quarter, but that's an old coin. Some of the new coins, the 60 ones, oh my goodness, I make such good money off my 60s coins. A 61D is like 1500, a 63D, well, that one was at 7,000, but there's been quite a few of them found lately. And I've had some and not turned them in just because I was trying to find the best of my collection, and I shouldn't have waited. Yeah, it's tough. You gotta. I actually did really good buying the bank rolls from the coin shops because they get people that bring them in. And even if you pay, double or triple its face value, when you look at the end coin and you can see it's flawless, it's worth it. And there's a thing called the grace sheets that they're supposed to honor somewhat. And the bankrolls are really reasonable. So it normally keeps the prices pretty fair. We had a coin collection group in my town. That's what really got me going. You might check and see if there's anything local. You never know. Even in smaller towns, sometimes there's a few people that are doing it. And they just get together and talk shop, simple stuff. I think this one's an error. Let's see if we can see it. I don't see nothing there. Oh, I think it's the date on this one. I know I've got some really nice keys from other countries. I've got a Canadian nickel that is, I think they call it a 3-wave, and that one's like $800. Again, picked it up at the coin shop for, I think I paid 20 cents. And it was a key date. They should have, well, it wasn't a key date, it was a key error. But they should have known to look for that because Canada doesn't have that many big ones. Okay. So what kind of music do you listen to, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, let me check. That's funny. I actually have one of those. I might even have both, but I don't care. I think the bigger note is in pretty poor condition. So I'd be interested. Oops, and I only looked at one. Let me go back and look at the other email. Yeah, I'm looking at the 10,000 mark. That's the one I have. Just a second, guys. I can't see your comments yet. Oh, okay. So you need quite a few coins. I can't see close enough. Is that a wheat album? Big one. Well, at least I think it's the big one. It's 10 by 8 maybe. Okay, yeah, I've got that. Just let me know, well, if I can't see, what condition are they in? Are you trying for any particular condition? Ooh, too bright. See, this is a real nice coin. See if I can zoom in a little better for you guys. Give me just a second, guys. I was using a note the other day and it worked pretty good. Nice star note. Now, there's a few little marks, but having the fields clear is really tough, especially on this is the first year. You can see a lot of chest feathers. Yeah, I have probably 90% of the wheats for your album. There's some that are a little bit expensive, and I probably don't have enough to share on some of those ones, but the rest I have. And then from like 1919 and on, I have everything, again, with the exception of the keys, which I think there's only one after that. No, the pennies I had before, they did have some wheats, but they were bankrolls. So they were all brilliant uncirculated. I have 44, 45S, 46, and then 51 and on in brilliant uncirculated rolls. Some I have dozens of rolls. Well, not dozens, a dozen or so. Yeah, yeah, I can see if I can find it. I went through a whole bunch of those the other night. It was a lot of fun. I just wish we had somebody there that knew a little better about them. How are you at stamps, Christian? Because I have some really old German stamps. People have told me I actually have some real special, valuable stamps. What dollar coins? Look how crisp and clean these are. These are perfect. There's not a thing wrong with them. I think they're 1990 and back. I had a couple that were actually from the teens and they were in this condition. Oh, I would love to go over with you about the stamps. So my stamps are quite a bit older. Most of my stuff's before 1900. Well, not most, but the ones that are supposed to be valuable. And I really like these ones. There's a whole series of these animal ones. So I do have a world collection that's really pretty big. And some of the coins are in really great shape. Most of them are right at 1900. I really like these. These ones are so cool. Indonesia. As a kid, I became a bankroll collector and started collecting stamps. And I knew as a kid that a lot of the collections that I was seeing from the locals that were part of the clubs would say their biggest issue was the fact that they didn't keep their stuff in a good place, kept a lot of things loose. So a lot of them donated to me to give me the proper holders and stuff to put the bills in, and I would just stack them full. It's supposed to hold just one, and I'd put 5 to 10 of them in each one. I actually have quite a few of the dollars, but if it's the first year, check it. There's a lot of with errors where the printing on the side didn't get printed or it's upside down. When you set the coin on a table and you have it heads up, you should be able to read the edge. If it's upside down, it's a slight error. If it's missing, it's a much better error to have. So this is my newest stuff. Most of my stuff is World War II and back. I think I said that. Sorry, I do tend to repeat sometimes, guys. Yeah, these ones are as crisp as it comes. Never been bent. And a lot of these As a kid, I joined the stamp club, which would give you a bunch of free notes and try to get you to join these clubs. And so I would join the club for a couple months, and then I'd stop and wait, and then about 4 or 5 months later, I'd do it again, and I just really collected a whole bunch of these. Um, I forget the name of the Mystic stamp, and there was a couple others too, and they cost me hardly anything because they were brand new at the time. So I have some from the well, not too many from the 60s, but the 70s. That's when I was a kid. I was a kid in the 60s, but I wasn't doing the bills at that time. See, I really like this one. These are so cool. If you want to see the world coins, just let me know, guys. I can pull those out fairly easy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have that one. I'm not sure of the year though. That one's a fun one. Sure. I'll keep looking for that note, but I'll go grab those coins. $18.70 private banks. Oh, here it is right here. I think this is it. I know that's not the exact one, but this is the group that it was in. So that familiar to you? Oh, this one's in pretty poor condition though. Yeah, it's a little more newer. Sure. If you guys want to see the backs of anything that I do, just holler. So is that the same? Yeah, I'll look for that other one. Let me show a couple more of these. I have quite a few of the double 0 serial numbers for star notes. A few singles. Most of these are in pretty good condition. $34. Just a second, I'm going through my stack. I believe this one's pretty old. And it's in just perfect condition. And most of the ladies on the coins and notes are so ugly, but here's a looker for you. Mexico. So and I have a lot of the military money from the different countries. I had a real cool one from Germany too. But I have so many, it's kind of hard to find them. Right, I knew that. Oh, I understand. Okay, give me just a minute, guys, and I'll grab the world coins. Christian, are you into knives at all? This one is SWANW. Oh, Swanworks, Germany. It's such a neat little knife. It's just a miniature. She'd be about 100 years old. Oh, about 70, I guess. Oh, okay. I was just about to show the German coins too, so I'll put those off and do the other ones first. No, not refurbished. That was my grandfather's. He called it his pinky pocket knife. Used it for very little special things. Said he needed a razor edge because it does. It's got an absolute razor edge. I opened some mail once with it and had a big old box and hardly had to touch it. Sliced right through it. Okay, just a second. Let me shut off my light and try it in the dark. So, ended up buying this really cool little light. Lets me do about 15 or 20 settings. Yeah, I really like them. This is the anniversary or bicentennial one. It's a great set. Again, here's something that was in damaged plastic. One coin was starting to come out. The coin shop just didn't want it anymore. I think I paid $1.50 for it. The silver is worth more than that. If it is silver, let me see. Oh, it might not be silver. 67. I don't know my Canadian well enough. Hey, Lemon. Thank you. Give me a second and I'll grab a note. Olympics. I really like these ones. I have a bunch of them. Wish I could help you out, Lemon. you still doing your auctions at all, or are you completely off right now? Most of these were part of the collection that I bought, so I didn't really spend much on them. Hey, CCO. Now everybody calls you Ohio. You care if I call you CCO, or does it matter? Yeah, that's what I thought. If I can help you out at all, let me know. What are you loaded with? These ones are cool. Well, if I can help you out by doing the hangouts with you or whatever, so you can do a show, let me know. I'd help you out. Hey, Christian. Too shiny. Thank you. Yeah, I put them in airtight because they were just so clean. And I know this stuff once you pull it, because all of this was in a safe for like 30 plus, and probably longer than that, because I don't know how long they were collecting before that. I think the 40s, and it was a couple that were both coin collectors. Hope I put it upside down. Nope. I'm still not used to seeing everything backwards yet. Here's a nice one. I like these. Yeah, some of the coins get so small, like, here you go, look at that. Little tiny thing. It's about the size of a half dime. If I'm understanding your question, yeah, a bunch of my bills were from a military uncle, a Marine that was in World War II and Korean conflict, and he just loved collecting this stuff. That one's just bright copper. Si- 1964. Do you guys want to see the Canadian stuff too? I see it so often, it's just not that big a deal to me. Well, other than just keeping it, but all right. And if I go too slow, let me know that too. Because I know sometimes I get kind of slow. $1950 dime. It's not used to that one. Yeah. Some of my German coins go back to 1880s, I think. Not a lot of them, but. And then I could have some that I'm just not realizing. Oops. Now, these ones are really in good condition. Oops. I'm not used to them not being the same orientation as the US. So a lot of the German stuff is not in holders, so I'll get to that in a minute here. I'm about halfway through this little bag. Hey, stacking silver with D. How you doing tonight? Focus. There we go. Some of this is just so unique. Such interesting designs. I know. 20-cent piece from what country? A dinar. It's really cool. So is that the correct way? Are you talking about a 20 US 20 cents? I've got a couple of them. They're not in very good shape. The one I had that was really good, I ended up giving to one of my grandkids. When they found coins that weren't quarters, dimes, and nickels, they got really excited and took a bunch. So that's where I lost all my trimes. Thank you. Here's a cool one. I thought just the Asian coins had the holes. Oops. I know these have started really going up in value. I have just a slew of these, a couple bags full. They're in really good shape. And several of the dollars. In fact, there should be a few in here. See, look at the quality of that one. It's got a little bit of wear, but boy, the fields are just so plain. It's got a great patina. The tones are just gorgeous. I really don't know on this one. I don't know the world coins too well. I have a whole bunch. Oh, this one almost has a wood graining to it too. Oops, too high. There you go. That one's really nice. Why is that, Lemon? I do like it. There we go. When I was a kid, the 20-cent piece really fascinated me, and I really went out of my way to collect them. That was really hard, though, as a kid, because even then they were still fairly expensive. But I've had quite a few of them through the years. Let's see. Stop showing the same kind of coins. These ones just have so much luster. Like it just came out of the mint. I like that. So cool. Great eagle. What's your question, Christian? Was it on the last coin? Oh, the value. It's a little bit new. 67. I know once you get it to the mid 60s, their silver really went away quick. I don't think this one actually is silver. So not a whole bunch. A little bit more than most because it's in such good condition, but there's an awful lot of these out there. Let's see here. Oops. 1913. Oh, that one's cool. Yeah, I was telling Coin Collection and more that go down to the bank and pick up penny rolls and nickel rolls. Try to get the rolls that have solid dates all the way through, brand new, fresh coins, even if they're brand new. Put them in the square white tubes. I use CoinSafe and tuck them away for 5 to 10, and you'll be shocked how much they're worth. the values on the full step nickels goes up so fast. That's where most of my coins came from, was me just doing that every month, buying as much as I could, nickels and dimes, and lots of pennies. Lucky for me, though, the dimes were silver, and I was paying $5 for them. So, and I kept those until the 70s and sold a lot of them. There was quite a few that were high grade, though, and I kept all of those. And I'm glad I did, because a lot of those ended up being pretty valuable. Especially the nickels. The nickels through the 60s. Oh, I just wish I'd have had some 1965 ones. And I don't know why I don't. I've got 64 and 67. And I've got 63 back. But I don't have any 65s. And they're so valuable with full steps. In fact, I don't think it goes above MS65 for that full step coin. And it's a couple $1,000s and up. Yep, the Morgans can get crazy. Even bigger than that. It's pretty wild. So I think it's the shoot, I'm not going to remember the date now. There's one S Mint Mark 1 that's just crazy when you get up to the higher grades. It's 1884 S, I think. Yeah, the 1884 S. MS60 is $6,000. Now this is out of the red book, so it's just a rough price. But for an MS65, it's $250,000. Imagine getting an MS67. Wow. I've sold quite a few of them, but they've always been lower grades, but still paid pretty good. Whoops, did I turn that one? See, I like those ones. Wow, a 16D? Nice. You need to keep going back. If you're finding those kind of coins, go back to that same place. Anybody know what this one is? See, for the last 4 to 6 years, I've been doing nothing but going through my BU pennies. It's all I do every day. I go through about 5 rolls. It takes me about an hour per roll minimum. Yeah, there's some Morgans that you're not going to be able to afford unless you got thousands of dollars for the lowest grades. The 1889 Carson City, that one's $1,750 for just a VF20. and 325,000 for MS65. Again, rough prices, but 1893 Carson City, 700 for VF20. And there's a lot of them. The 1879 Carson Cities, the 1880s. Oh, sorry, that's an error one. 1881. Just add VF20. It's 450 bucks. That doesn't sound right. Just a second. I might be on proofs. Nope. Yeah, pretty crazy prices. And then you get into some of the first of the US coins. Oh my gosh, the flowing hairs and those ones. Oh, I love those coins. Don't have the 100 grand to get the one I want, but I look at it all the time. Oops. I can figure it out, Christian. I've probably got the same type of book, so I can just figure it out by going by one of my books. So guys, just do me a favor and keep it clean. I know nobody said anything yet. I don't do the modding in the late evenings because there's just not that many people on. And normally I'm with pretty good groups of people, so this one's pretty bright. So I've got a bunch of these coins that I don't have a clue as to the dates, but boy, they're really clean. Real high luster. Yep, I agree, I really like the toned coins, and some of them, I've got some that are just so cool. Lemon, aren't you the purple penny person too? I think I remember you saying that. Oh, maybe Lemon's not in here anymore. Oh, not too long ago. I have some purple pennies that are just breathtaking. And they're solid purple, the entire coin. Just wish it was the wheats. That one's cool. South Arabia. Interesting. So I have so many, every time I go through them, it's like going through new coins. And that's how it is with my brilliant uncirculated pennies. I find so many that are so close to MS67. It's a treasure hunt every day. The purple pennies are just pennies that have toned really odd and turned some of them really deep or neon type purples. The stream camera doesn't seem to do too good on my toned coin, so I have to figure out a better lighting system that'll make that work a little better. Yeah, if I see anybody getting crazy like that, I just ban them. I don't tolerate it. It's not what we're here for. If you have a beef with somebody, take it up face to face or stream to stream. Don't do it on a chat channel. That's not cool. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. Unless, of course, it's a roast night for a certain person. Then it's okay. Because everybody's there for fun and nobody gets upset. And we've had a lot of those. I have a lot of fun on Bella's dad, Phil. He does some really nice streams. It gets a little crazy from time to time, but most of the time it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it is toning. It's oxidation that's been hindered somehow sometimes, or like when I see something starting to tone, I get it into an airtight really quick or a Capital Plastics holder. Now, the bullseye toning that you see, the really beautiful ringed bullseyes, normally, or what I've seen the most is those are coming from the old Capital Plastic square 2x2 thick plastic holders. And that's all we had for a long time was those real thick ones. Yeah, I thought so, Lemon. I remember talking about this before with you. So that was really cool. So my airtight coins are in such a mess. I've gone through about probably about 10 to 15% of them in the last couple, well, probably closer to 20 in the last couple days, doing my first streams and showing off my coins. And it's real easy to pull these out and show them, but of course I'm stacking them up on the side here, and then they don't get put away correctly. But it's all good. Just gives me an opportunity to go through them all again. I'm actually looking for a couple 55s. I think it's the 55P that I don't have. I'd have to look. But I'm after the real high, brilliant, uncirculated ones. I have all the others. I even have a 22 no D. Well, light D, I think it's not the no D one, but it's the one in the middle. Italy. See, now this one shows like there's not much luster, but there's tons of luster on this coin. The camera's just not catching it right. See, you can see it there. Tons of luster. I thought I was halfway through a little while ago, but boy, this is a deep little bag. Well, here's an interesting one. 57. Is that 57 or 27? 27. All right. Does anybody have the West Point quarters? Christian was asking me earlier, but I don't. They didn't make it on this coast too well. I haven't heard of any. – 1907. Now I have a beautiful Canadian collection all in the folders. I'll have to pull that one out sometime and show it when I have a little more room. So I have some African coins that are pretty cool too. And Cuban. Oh, I love the Cuban coins with the star and the quarter moon. Those are pretty cool. I don't think too many people have them, and the people that have them have tons. Really not fair. I wish they would have spread them out a lot better. There you go. That was cool. Sorry, I'm sure I'm saying that an awful lot. That's my word. Nope. Here's a nice old Canadian. I'm gonna focus. Let me go down a step. $18.90. Here's some New Zealand's. So let me do a couple more of these older coins that are in this one bag, and then I'll jump to some older coins. Some older florin. Hey, get back here. So because most of the loops really bother my eyes, make me squint, here's what I use. This is the best thing. Boy, it's nice and big. Gives me a great view. Don't have to get that close to see the item. And it happens to fit on one of my cameras really well and does just great. That's how I did the 1963D pennies on my video a couple videos ago. And I'll be sending those ones off pretty soon, and I'll do a video right before I do. So let me know. Thank you for in here when I showed this one. It's in really nice condition. Wow. Fine to extra fine. I really don't know. I know they were going for quite a bit when they first came out. I think a whole roll was like $800 or something. It was pretty crazy. But that was when they first came out. Anybody know the price on the West Point quarter? All right, just a minute. I guess I could have left something there for you guys to look at. Oh, this one's really nice. See if I can get the color to show up. This one's all rainbow across the whole coin. Of course not. You can see a little bit on the edges, but it's across the whole coin, doesn't it? I hate that it doesn't show the tone. One of my biggest interests, and I have bagfuls of the tone coins. Oh, you can see a little bit better here. But it shows up as just a little tiny bit. This coin's complete. You don't have to turn it or nothing. So I have a couple of these big ones. That one was like $80, but I know the price is on way up on those. Germany, where are you? Aura or Denmark? Is that the German ones, Christian? Oh, it figures. I think I just found the German coins, but that's cool. I'll set them aside, and next time you're on, I'll show them to you. Yeah, I'll write you back after the stream or sometime in about 8 to 10 hours. It's almost morning here. I'll have my grandkids in the morning for half the day. I have no clue on the cost of these. I'll write back to you at the end of today. It's almost 5 o'clock a.m. So about 5 o'clock p.m. I'll write back to you. What time will that be in 12 hours for you? I forget what time you said it was. I'll put my time down on the emails as I write them so we can hook up correctly at the right times. So you don't have to wait a half a day for. Well, you keep. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So then show the coins. I'm not sure I have the right ones. Is it Denmark? Oh, I think these are French and Dutch. I'll keep looking. I have them marked, I think. So here's one of the small bags I have of the Panama coins. And I've got like 5 or 6 of these bags. Let's see the focus. There we go. So some of the coins are pretty small. It's pretty cool. I like the little coins. Here you go. Tell me what you think of this one, Christian. That's German, isn't it? Hey, CNA. Tactical. Just be careful on Craigslist. I thought it was. It's one mark. Pretty sure that's what it said. Yeah. Do you know how much silver is in that one? I was thinking your guys' older coins were 90%. Oh, here's a little bag of German coins. See if I get a better shot. Neat looking coin. See, most of these are 1880s and older. Which ones did you want to see? The 1920s? Upside down. Here's the little one. Here's probably my oldest German one. There we go. Finally got some focus. Thank you. I don't have many Nazi coins. Most of my stuff's a little older. What's the date on this one? 1874. Cool. So that one's copper. That's not bad. $18.94. Hello, coin captain. Uh-oh. The bag wasn't all German. I like how little that stuff gets. Here's some more of the big ones. And again, just gorgeous color. Not gonna show. All right. Here's a lesson for you guys. Here's a coin I left in the old plastic. Now this can be cleaned. It's not too bad. But when you see your coins turning colors like this, they're getting damaged. So you need to clean them. You have to really check because I know you can use acetone on most of the US coins, but I'm not sure on this one. I know this was a US minted, but I'm not sure what the metal mix is and if acetone will clean it. Sad sight to see, especially on one of my big ones. And it has a nice color on it too, which sometimes the color doesn't get affected, but sometimes it does. So it's better to not have to clean them. And this one's really cool, 1920. Some of these get really valuable. There's certain ones that are hundreds of dollars. Neat shape. In really good condition. Looks like there's a scratch on it though, but I think it might be the plastic. Flowing hair, $50. I think it's shoot, I forget the year on that one. Just a second. Seven 1794. The dollar is just gorgeous, but the halves are just equally as cool. That coin. They are so neat. And we're worth a fortune. That's the first of our money. And if you mean in my collection, I have a graded Isabella quarter. It's the commemorative quarter, 1893, and it's a MS-65. It's about 1,600 bucks if I remember correctly, 14, 16, something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. You talking about the gold one? Yeah. Yeah, those are really nice. I had a couple ounces in gold, but I can't appreciate it enough when I know if I turn it in, I can get so many silver coins for it, and I've made such good money off my silver. Makes it kind of hard to justify. Oh, I don't think I showed this one. Yeah, Christian, I do. If you're talking to me. I can get back to you about the quarter and the pennies that you're after. I'm sure there's something there that I'd be interested in. $18.75, one mark. So I have these listed as silver, but I just don't know what the actual silver content is. So, and I actually have a huge bag of German coins. I've got another big box that they might be in. So I'll show you guys something kind of cool. The collectors that I got my big collection from. They went to where the Olympics were, I guess in Tokyo, and picked up I've got quite a few of these. 1,000 yen. I think they're 90% silver, if I'm remembering correctly. I actually have, I think, 2 full tubes of them. And then the smaller ones, the 100 yen, I have probably 10 little stacks of them, or tubes. They're pretty cool. And the neat thing about it is these people actually went there and got the coins there in Tokyo. And when they were there, this is what they handed out to the people in that entered the Olympics. Everybody got one that went in. Well, I don't know that for sure. That's what I was told. But this looks like it's just a Tokyo medallion. But pretty cool. Somewhere around here I have the, oh, there it is. The original bag it all came in. The receipt. Here's one of the 100. Too shiny. So I've got a whole, oh, there you go. I've got a whole bunch of them, but they're right underneath where I'm working here. So, and I'd show you guys my proof sets. I've got proof sets back to, I think, 53. But the proof coins look so horrible. It's so sad. I got beautiful proof coins, but you put them under this camera and it just looks like they're in such poor condition. It's depressing. So I don't show them. I think I'm only missing 55. So all the silver proof sets. Pretty neat. So now here's where I was getting some of the stuff. I was getting some of these. I know Littleton's not the best to go to now, but back in the day, for a kid, this is who you went to, or one of them. And I think the other one was called Wizard. Nope, that one's actually still sealed. Yeah, I can't open those right now. They're sealed. Oh, here's another bag of them. So this is like aluminum. Boy, these are in such perfect condition. Or mostly. Oh, now see, I thought I had, see those little dots on this one? Get a tighter spot. The little dots above his head. Those are actually little raised marks. They are obviously for something. Maybe it's Braille code or something. Kind of cool. Really good condition. This one's like nickel. The other one's aluminum. Yeah, I have about 100 folders. Probably 70% are full, or with the exception of a couple keys in the for the most part. I have 30, 25 or so of the Intercept Shield albums and 5 or 6 of the Danskos. And you can see there's videos of them on my channel that shows all of that stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't buy from Littleton these days. You know, I was actually getting stamps and currency, um, foreign currency. Yeah, and then when you get it, you see that it's not only a low grade, but an extremely poor condition. They get the worst of the worst, and that's what they offer everybody. It's sad because when I was a kid, they were pretty dependable. So I got a couple of these sets. Come on. No, not going to show up. They're in there plastic, and it's an odd plastic. It's like it's textured. I have like 5 different years of those, 4 different years in the envelope with the certificates, just like the U.S. stuff. Here's what their COAs look like. Yeah, most of my stamps are World War II and back. That's cool. You have to check them out sometime and see what they actually are. There's several different ways to collect stamps. You can collect the plates where you've got a big group of stamps still all together. Some just do the quarter plates, if I'm saying it correctly. I'm not a stamp guy. I used to be when I was a kid, but it's been more than 50 years. And I have a couple albums that just are absolutely gorgeous with the 20s and teens stamps and big plates. Wow. Yeah, some of those collections are just crazy. I've seen full rooms with bookshelves all the way through the room that are just solid. Give me just a second, guys. Give you an idea of what I have for stamps. This is what I have, the quarter, I think they're called quarter plates. And it has the serial number. These are from, I think, 52. So I got like a dozen plus, maybe even closer to 2 dozen of them. Yeah, my German stamps are the ones that go back farther. Well, I've got American too that goes back to the 1850s, I think. I don't think I'd want to trade for stamps, just because they've just so lost their values. But I would love some help with a couple stamps that are supposed to be really high value. What kind of coin collection? Oh, how sad. See, that's what I am. I'm a more of a penny guy, but I've actually got most of it, except for the pre-1800 stuff. I think I have one coin that's 1799 and a few that are 1800 and 1803. But yeah, the rest goes to like 1816 and up. Nice. Half times are fun. I've got quite a few of them. I'm a more of a type collector, so I don't collect the entire series, just normally the first and last years or overlapping years where they did two types in one year. So you guys want to see any more stamps, or you want me to go back to coins? I also have a huge postcard collection. The neat thing about it is it's all family, and I have both sides of the conversations. My great-grandfather collected postcards, and so the family would all send them all back to him. So he would have all the postcards. Okay, let me show a couple more stamps because some of these are really cool. And then I'll go back to coins. I can show my part of my Morgan collection if you want. Now, if I understand stamps correctly, the important part is to have it really even all the way around. And as you see, these were all pretty well selected. All right, Christian, nice chatting with you. I get on at this time all the time. I just never was able to stream before, so you'll see me on. Hey, ECK, how you doing this morning? I'll get back to coins in just a minute. We were just talking about stamps, so I had just found these today. I have a really large collection of them, but I don't know that much about stamps. These are from the 50s, early 50s. This is 53, I think. 56. I just showed 52. Yeah, the U.S. stamps were pretty cool. They had so many commemorative things and so many groups that, here's a good example, wildlife conservation. And the stamps all benefited the groups really, really well. And I have these little 4-stamp plates. I think they're called quarter plates. All the way back to the, I think, 1880s. And then I have full sheets too that are just, it's crazy. The full sheets are just gorgeous. Oh, I can imagine, CNA. I would be so heartbroken. I'm surprised you guys never talked coins. I have several people in the family that are coin collectors, and boy, we talk all the time. Well, when we're doing a family party or something, that's all we talk about. So we end up with our own corner of the house, and people just leave us alone. Okay, guys, give me a second. I'll be right back. Oops, trip on the camera. That's a silver one, silver mint set. There's a little mark on Ike's cheek, but for the most part, these are pretty darn clean. I just wish they were a little more valuable. Yep, 40%. Oh, yeah, distance is an issue. Yeah, we still have family that has flip phones. Scared of technology. So that's the Liberty Bell design. It's so cool. Full bell lines. Red envelope. Yeah, they're pretty neat. I've got a huge Ike collection. I have about 300 plus coins. And they're all in mint sets, proof sets. The brown Ikes, the blue Ikes. It's in one of my videos. I show a full drawer of them. And they all came out of sealed mint boxes of 5 and 10 pieces. They were completely sealed and properly stored in a safe for, well, since the 70s. Alrighty. You guys want to see some full step nickels and some full band dimes? I can do that. Well, flip phones normally aren't up to date enough to be able to do a very large screen. So you don't get that opportunity of being able to do FaceTime and those other programs that allows you to talk face to face, which is so nice to be able to do. I've got kids that are out of state. Makes it really nice to have that. That's how I talk to my grandkids a couple times a week. So here's a little more modern. MS-66 full steps. And it's got really nice steps on this one, I believe. There they are. Now it looks like there's a little mark in it, but it's actually a divot in the metal. It's not a dent or scratch. It's just a weak point. And that's why it's still got the full steps, because it's not a issue. Thank you. Here's a MS-67 silver nickel, more nickel. Philadelphia, I believe. Yep. So too bad that one didn't have full steps. It'd be a really nice coin. As it is, it's already like $50. So full steps would have been a couple hundred probably. I've sold quite a few of my full step nickels that are from the 70s and 80s for 800 or so. Every once in a while I'll get one a little closer to 1,000. So I'm not sure if I showed this one or not. This is the 2000D. Got a couple marks on it, but the mint wasn't doing very good this year. There they are. Full steps. 6 steps. That one's about $35. A lot of this stuff is up for trade on my last video I did, or last stream. And I'm doing trades for silver, 90% silver or bullion. And I'm honoring $20 an ounce. So if anybody's out there wanting to do trades, I always do really good with my trades for everyone. So never had an unhappy customer. The prices that I'm given are below gray sheet. Gray sheet is what the dealers normally buy them for, so it's a pretty good price to start with. I have a 30-day guarantee on all my stuff. If you're not happy after 30 days, just send it back. Northern California. I can't ship out of US too easy, so if you're out of US, we have to chat more. Yeah, Northern California. I've got a PO box up in my About Me page. So if you're interested, you just put a comment in on that. Unfortunately, the videos or the stream was like an hour and a half, but you get to the last half of it and you'll see most of the coins. Now, I'll ship anywhere US and most of Canada and stuff, as long as you're either helping or paying shipping. That last one, the 2000D MS66 full steps, is $35. That's actually $10 off the gray sheet price. Here's a 90D and a 66 full step. Oh, this might be the one I just showed. I see that little divot again. Okay, I thought I was moving them over. Let me do a little better job. Here's a 73D and a 66 red. It's a pretty nice coin. Now these are full of luster, although the picture doesn't show the luster too well. So one little mark on the steps, that's why I couldn't get to 67. That's the only thing keeping it too, is that weak step and that little mark. This coin's really clean. But they just can't give a 67 if there's a mark like that on the stairs. And if it gotten 67, it's $750. Well, that's suggested price. Normally they're about 100 high. This one's $18. So I also do trades for Red Books and 42S, nice. 42S, you know, it's really hard to say because of not being able to see it. If it was like this one, almost perfectly flawless, there, I can look it up real quick. Just a second, let me grab my gray sheets. So, and I never mind looking up prices for you guys when you're interested. And the nice thing about the gray sheets is they're monthly updated. So it's every month you get an updated book. Sorry guys, let me put something up. Okay, 42S. $30 if it's a 66. See, that one's not. Certain years there was a lot of real high-end coins. Unfortunately, that's one of them. The 40s, they did pretty good on most of their stuff. The MS-67 is only worth $100. I have a 1940 nickel. I think it's just 40. It might be 40D. Beautiful, beautiful nickels. Got an MS-67 full step. It's worth a couple $100. It's really frustrating. Go 1 year either way, and it jumps a little bit. Go about 5 years, and it jumps like $600. So, and that's newer, or yeah, newer ones. So really got to watch that. I've got about 300 of these, and about 100 of them look like this. Well, this one's a little cleaner, but they're all brilliant uncirculated. About 100 of them. It's pretty nice. I also have some Carson Cities, some real nice ones. 1993D. MS-66 full steps. Did I say 63? It is a 93. This one has really nice depths, if you can see it. Huh. I just barely see them, but they're pretty solid. PCGS, they're pretty strict on these 90s, 80s and 90s nickels. They have to have full steps. They can't have any little marks. There's some 60s and 50s that you can actually be missing most of the bottom step and still get the full steps because there just weren't any. All right, ECP. Thanks for stopping by. And I did read your Morgan things. That's great. MS-65 is a tough grade to get, so MS-65 for PCGS is where everything changes. You have to have heavy luster. You got to have huge eye appeal. So that's a great grade. 65 and up will go up every year, or for the most part. The rest of them, they kind of stay for like 10 years at a time before their prices go up. Well, if you've got good coins, all it takes is one good coin and you can grade a couple dozen. So you should look at it that way. That's what I do. Okay, the 93D that I just showed is $20. If it was 67 full step, it would have been 700. Now the 76 is a good one. They didn't do too good a job on minting these ones. So when you get a good one, it's generally fairly good on the value. Not a full step though. MS-66, not full steps, 1976, $23. So if you just showed up to the room, my last stream shows all of these for sale. I'm honoring $20 a ounce. So I was really surprised. I thought that the numbers I saw in here represented really well how many people are in here, but it doesn't. When I finished my stream, I had almost 100, well, about 90 people that had viewed my video, and I only showed like 16 to 20. So that was nice. Here's an older one. Focus. 68D and a 66. Now this one, if you get full steps, is a pretty good price, because this one's 30 bucks. There you go. And that's dropped off from 40, 25% off the gray sheet price. So do you guys want me to stop telling you how much they are? Just tell me if I'm giving too much information. Now this one cracks me up. 2010. Come on, focus. The Shield MS66 red. Any guesses on what the value is? Coin's only 9 years old, and it's a 66. Normally on these kind of coins, you expect to get 68 before you get any real value. Okay, that one is 28 bucks. It was 35. Funny that 66 is that valuable when it's not that old. In fact, fairly recent. It's a really clean coin, though. They're pretty tough on their grades. Stinker, come on. There we go. And you do see like spotting, but that's just the surface of the coin has that. If you were to look at this with a 10 times, all you see is luster. I don't know why this camera does that. I try to show my proof coins and it's so frustrating. I have great proof coins for the silvers and they just look like crap. I don't have the price on this one. It's a pretty nice coin though. I've lost the bag it goes into. When I first started to do my stream show, my trade stream show the other night, the coins all got marked with a price and I put their grade on it, but I didn't do denomination or year. So as I pulled a whole bunch out of the bags and stacked them all up, I didn't realize it until I'd already messed it all up. So this one is 67 red. And this is one of the ones that's mixed up. That's why I don't have a price. So I've actually had a lot of 67 coins, mostly pennies from PCGS that I've graded out of my collection. But that's because almost all my coins are from original wrap bank rolls that I personally collected back in the 60s. And I was very lucky that I had stored them so well because we lived on a creek that had a couple floods and there was a bunch of other things too that happened with a lot of moisture. Yeah, I am feeling a little better. So I've been doing a lot more. Plus, I have Dr. D. That's, if you haven't seen his coins, oh my gosh, his coins are amazing. He's got all the 40s, 30s proof sets and just gorgeous stuff. Um, some real special Morgans and key dates and fun channel to watch. And he does a thing where he sends them in to get graded and then he asks you the grade and then does a reveal. Well, he's an acquaintance on YouTube, and we've had a lot of fun doing videos together and talking to each other's about them. And so we both had stopped, and he started back up again and gave me a hard time and told me I needed to match him videos. So we started to push a little harder to get him out. Yeah, he's really cool. He's a nice guy. You can tell these guys that are into the hobby instead of the, trying to show off and stuff, because he'll be one of the first ones to talk to somebody he knows is only 12 years old and explain for 5 minutes any questions they've asked. It's pretty cool. I do the same thing. You can ask me anything on the comments on my recent videos, and I'll always answer. I answer about 99%. Every once in a while, I'll miss one. But I've been doing it for 7 years now, and I have about a 99% comment return or response. Okay, guess I can show you guys the year and stuff. 2001D, another full stepper, MS66. So unfortunately, this is a new camera, and as it gets hot, the focus is not working very well. I need to buy a little fan so I can keep it cool. And that one has pretty nice steps. So the sad thing is when I use just the software. Oh, there we go. There's full steps for a second. When I use the software with this camera, I can zoom way up, but you can't use that software when you're streaming. So that one's $12. Let me see if I can find some full banded dimes for you guys. Probably won't be live streaming too much longer. I got to start getting ready for my grandkids coming. The one of the better videos is me showing 50 pounds of silver. That's a pretty neat one. Shows over 330 silver dollars, mostly Morgans, and a whole bunch of rolls of Walkers and Barber $50. So thanks for stopping by. If you're going, I'll probably be another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll probably get off of here. So I'm not seeing the dimes. I must have put those away already. All right, nice chatting with you. So you still here, Coin Captain? Because I don't care if there's just one. I'll I'll still keep showing for a little bit. Another 10 or so. All right. What do you want to see? Anything in particular? Let me see if I can find my older. I had some nice older ones. I've got the Isabella Quarter. It's from 1893, but not that one big exposition coin. It's so cool. And I've got the Columbus tributes that they did that same show, but they're in one of my typesets. Oh, here's a poor condition trade. Come on. Okay, we'll go to something else. See if I can show you this one. There you go. Yeah, the Columbus, I have both the 92 and 93 that I put in my typeset because it was a first year typeset with 83 first year coins, the US typeset. But I just love that boat. So I put one with the boat and one with Columbus base so you could see both sides of it. So that Buffalo nickel is the type 2. No, that's the type 1. Sorry. I don't see the other one. I've got the other one. Oh, I didn't show you I did show you 1913. This one's cool. That one's in really good condition. Figure I could probably get MS63, maybe even 64 with it. It has a couple little marks. And they might go kind with me because these coins are really tough to have clean. And this one is really nice. Half dime. That's why it's so tough. They're so small and they get scratched up really easy. And this one has just beautiful toning. So you can see, oops, started to see it. It's all the way across the coin. And it's kind of bullseye. So the outside has a yellow ring, the inside's more of a pinkish. Oh, you can see it there a little bit. Both sides, really nice. I think that one's about $380. And I wish I could find my other nickel, because boy, the other nickel's really neat. I don't know if you were here for this one. $1837. That one's really nice too. It had just a little bit better detail with the shield. It would get almost a full grade. See, there's pretty good detail there. This one's, I think, closer to 400. Oh, I have it. It's 300 on this one, and not for sale. Now my half dimes, my grandkids grabbed a bunch of them a few years ago. It's taken a lot to get them replaced because they are hard to come by. So let's see if I can find this other. Oh, this is kind of nice. I'm not going to see it. It is a full scoop pan. Just doesn't show it. This one has so much luster, it just glows. Here's a full stepper. It's all there. It's just, it has a little tiny bit of wear down there, but the line is still split. Here, you can see it right there. And that one's cool. Because that one is a 40. Unfortunately, their values just aren't that high. Cheapskate coins. What coins? Now, just because I show these coins, don't feel intimidated by it. I've been doing this for 50 years. I certainly wouldn't have this stuff if I didn't start that long ago and end up being in the right place at the right time a whole bunch of times. And that's the whole key to this. You know, I go to the coin shop, or used to, all the time. And we go through their world coins and find old US coins all the time. In fact, that one I just showed, my 1837 half dime, that was found in a world bin. The dealers or the coin shop owners mistake them all the time. There was a bunch of coins that looked like that, and they're world coins. And a lot of the US coins get put in that world coin bin. So whenever you're at the coin shop, take a minute and look through and just look for US. You'll be shocked how many times you'll find stuff. Well, thank you. I have a lot of fun. So I think this is the one I sold last night. Nope. That's a nice one. I have one of the keys too. I got the 27S. So I have a real gorgeous Barber dime that I haven't been able to find. Oops, where's that blue dot? Is that blue dot? Huh. I have to see what's doing that. The dime I have is a Barber 1892, and it's got extreme clashes. Oh, the clash is so hard you can almost see it better than you can the true design, or the face of the coin. It's pretty neat. No, they really don't. Like this one's completely blue all the way around the edges. Solid line. And I know you can see it a little bit, but boy, it's really strong. So most of that is lighting. Having the proper lighting will get some of that color back. So it's kind of hard, when I did my professional cameras, my light was half the cost of my cameras. I'd spend $800-900 on a flash for a $2,000 camera. Then I'd buy a $1,500 lens. If you don't have the proper lights, boy, you don't get true colors. I am a fifth or sixth generation photographer. I was taught by my grandfather shooting 35 millimeter back in the 60s. And he had a dark room in one of the bedrooms. So I learned how to do all that. And this one's nice. I got given a hard time for it, but they didn't realize, even with that scratch, this is about a $300 coin. So if it had a little better rims, it'd be twice that much. But the photography stuff, I have more than 1,000 photos before 1870 that were taken by my grandmother, who did her own developing back then when so many people were dying from it. But my family's related to the Eastman family. At one time, Kodak got really huge, but then their equipment started failing really bad, and Eastman became partners with him. And they were the best cameras you could buy from that time on. And the Eastman man, he was just a genius, created all kinds of stuff. Had 11 or 12 daughters. And I'm telling you, these girls knew how to dress up. I've got pictures of them with these outrageous fox jackets and all these crazy fur clothes and boots that have fur and just expensive mink and jewelry all over the place. And they are laughing and smiling so hard, they're just having the times of their lives. And they didn't have it that way to start with. They struggled when they were younger. So that's pretty cool. And I actually have a photo that I'll have to find and show here that is probably the first aerial photo, or one of the first. She went to my great-grandmother, double greats, went to I believe it was Ohio Fair. And the Wright brothers were there taking people up for rides for, I think, a couple dollars back then, which was huge. And, well, my family had money. and she took a picture when she was up there in the plane. Oh, I'm at the tail end. Speg, how you doing? Spectacular. So I've been streaming for 3 hours now. So I'm just about to end it because my grandkids are coming today. So I went through a whole bunch of currency and foreign coins and even some stamps and then some old US stuff. So here, let me put some of my, I've got a couple pieces here I could show you though. Yeah, when I did my trade stream the other night, and I was watching the viewer count and stuff, but by the time I had finished, it said I had almost 90 viewers, so that wasn't bad. I expected 20. Yeah, I've got a couple, but I have them in my typesets. I have an 1860 and, oh shoot, I forget the other year because they're the first year for the types. Thank you. And I have a trade dollar, but it's junk. Really junk. Had it since I was a kid. So when I showed a bunch of my full step nickels, I was supposed to show some of my full band dimes too, but I guess I put those away. 1860, this one's really nice. The luster just doesn't show. Let's see if you can see it. See, you can see it when I turn it. For some reason, this camera just makes everything flat. Yeah, this detail on this one is probably MS63, maybe 64. Yeah, I have a really good computer. So I have a 20-core computer with 256 gigs of RAM. And my Internet Connect is a business one. So chances are it's on your end, but I have been doing this for hours and it's 6 o'clock here. So people are just starting to come on. So unfortunate. You know, we got a couple streamers that want to stream so bad and their connections are so horrible and they have no options. It's a real nice buffalo. So I really like watching your channels. Spectacular. I like your oomph. Got a lot of character. Makes it fun to watch. This one's all pinks and greens all the way across the whole coin. And it's actually in pretty good shape. There might be a couple little tiny spots. But boy, it just shows so flat with this camera. And unfortunately, when this one gets hot, it doesn't focus very well. And it has a little purple line or spot that just drives me nuts. There's a poor condition key, but kind of a cool. Oops. $27S. In this condition, it's still $40. VF20 is $350. I just wish this one had a nice full shield. That would be some nice money for this one. Pretty good shield. There's some, you can see some little scratches across that one though. Her arm that's on the shield and in between the stars to the rim. It's a little bit offset. It's got really great color though. Yeah, please do coin caption. I'm also looking for red books, old antique coin books, lightly used coin folders of certain types, and quite a few other things. So you might have something you didn't even know I want, and can get yourself some nice coins. Just leave a comment if you find anything on the last video or the trade stream, whichever. And I'm honoring $20 an ounce for junk silver. So if you guys want to do trades with junk silver, I'll honor $20 an ounce for US 90% junk and for bullion. And I'll honor it to the end of the week. Friday's my last day, so all day Friday. Thank you very much. I will have an absolutely fantastic time. I have great grandkids. They are wonderful. They help me a lot, and they love the coins. Of course, they take quite a few, but I deal. Nice chatting with you. All right, Speg, afraid I'm going to have to get going so I can get ready for the kids. I'll start, thanks, Queen Caption. I'll start being on more regular. I watch a lot of your videos. Like I said, I have a good fun time watching you. And I'll start showing a lot more of my collection. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with my channel, but I have 1,700 pounds of US coin. 200 of it is silver. I have a video that I just put up that's 50 pounds of silver that shows about 330 silver dollars, mostly Morgans, and 7 or 8 of them are Carson Cities, GSAs. There's even a key 85 cc with nice toning that's about $800 or $900. So I've got some pretty neat coins. My pennies is my big one though, because they're all from bank wrapped rolls that I collected in the 60s and 70s. So, and I actually do really good selling them. PCG has graded. I have a couple private dealers that I deal with. So it makes it a lot of fun. I'm pretty good at grading if I'm grading MS 66, 67, and 68 pennies. And I do fair on nickels. But any other grades, it gets kind of tough. So hope I see you on more. I'll be streaming a lot more. Take it easy, and thanks for stopping by.